What's up, gang? It is April market update time. We are here in spring and things are changing. The spring market's here. The spring market's changing. I want to show you what's going on. So let's take a look here. I usually look at Megan Eller stats from First American Title because she's great and she looks at it on a weekly basis breakdown. This month, I'm going to look at the Denver Metro Association of Realtors stats. They put out a report every month about what happened in the previous month. And I think that that is a better representation this particular time of what's going on in the market. So here's what's going on in the market. This is a helpful little infographic they put out hitting the high points. The big thing, the thing I have circled here, is a big jump in active inventory the past month, up 20%. And I'll put into context what that means, but that is huge. That's something we've needed, and that signals another little change in the real estate market at this time of the year. You see closed homes is way up too. We've been closing a fair amount of homes, nothing like early 2022 or 2021 because interest rates are higher. There's still buyer demand, but there aren't as many homes on the market, that type of thing. So it's been a slower market, but it's a healthy market. Average close price and median close price didn't do a whole lot. Average days in the MLS, right here on the bottom right, they use average. It says 37. I don't love average because that factors in the homes that have been on the market for 400 days that are just sitting there and aren't selling and are never going to sell at that price and everything. Median days on market, I think, is a better indicator of what's going on. Median days on market right now, we're at 8 to 10. 8 to 10 for median days on market for listings. Okay, so if we go to the overview, I circled it again. Basically, closed homes is way up. I circled that, but then active listings is also up at 20%. Year over year, over here on the right column, and if I can get my little pen here, I can draw some stuff here too. Year over year closed homes in the month of March, because that's what we're looking at with these stats, we're down over 20%. Fewer transactions happening for those reasons I mentioned before. And close price and average price are down year over year. We're down about 6% year over year in home prices. That's significant. People are saying, oh, well, the market's crashing. No, because year over year is comparing this time this year to this time last year. And if you'll recall, this time last year was the craziest market most of us have ever seen. Then when interest rates rose, May, June, July, that started the downward slide in terms of prices. Prices dropped significantly from the middle of last year through the end of last year. So that's being factored into our year over year prices right now, even though we do have a strong, healthy market right now. So that's enough drawing right now. I'm going to go over this stuff pretty quick and just hit the high points. I have 7 slides here. I don't even know if we need to look at all of them, but DMAR releases some market insights. The first one I circled just talks about mortgage rates. 30-year fix saw some relief in March, from February dropping to from almost 7% to 6.57%. Don't worry about those actual numbers because the numbers are going to be different based on any sort of online calculator you use, any lender you talk to, and because they're always different based on the person's situation. How big is the loan? What county is it in? What's their credit score like? What's their debt to income? All that stuff. The point is mortgage rates came down about 0.5% in the month of March. And we're going to talk about why that is and what's going to happen with that going forward. The other thing, the quick stack that I circled here, historical average increase in active listings from February to March. So this is a historical average. Usually they're up 7.5%. This year's increase was almost 20%, so a bigger increase. Does that mean the market is flooded with homes now? No, absolutely not. We're just getting back to a more balanced market. Still not a balanced market. Still very much in favor of sellers. But we have so much ground to make up. We're just making up that ground. And that 19.53% number is a good number to indicate that we're starting to make up that ground. Because whether you're a buyer or seller, you want more homes on the market. I know that sounds kind of counterintuitive. And maybe if you're just selling a home, you necessarily don't want more homes on the market. You want inventory to be real low. So you're the belle of the ball. You're the only one out there. But what we're seeing with this low inventory, it's not just buyers can't find houses. It's sellers aren't moving because they're locked into a lower interest rate or they don't want to move for some reason. So that's why fewer homes are coming on the market. When we're seeing more of them come on, number one, that's just part of the natural spring cycle. I told you guys this was going to happen as we get into April and May. It is happening. Great. But it is happening probably at a faster rate. That 20% jump from February to March is significant. So it's probably a faster rate than we, or at least I, expected. And that shows that the interest rates coming down is helping those things. And then people are getting used to higher interest rates too, which we've discussed before. The 3% interest rate is not coming back. It isn't. And so you can stay in your house forever, waiting for that to come back, and it won't come back, or we can play in the real world. And this is the real world now. And it's still not that bad, especially once interest rates keep coming down a little bit. I pulled a headline from the Wall Street Journal this morning at time of recording. U.S. inflation eased to 5% in March. That CPI increase cooled to the lowest level in nearly 2 years. Again, this means, are we there yet? No, but we're getting there. This is a good sign. Inflation coming down to 5% in March is good because we've been over 8%. We're at 6%. 5% is good. That number keeps coming down. It's still not where they want it. Jerome Powell still says we need to do 2%. But the point is, the reason I bring this up here is because this is going to affect mortgage rates. Mortgage rates are all tied to this financial, or rather fiscal policy from the federal government. So they're literally saying we need rates to go up. We need to raise interest rates in general to calm spending and cool inflation. And this is showing us it's working. So that's a good sign. The more what they're doing is working, the less they have to do what they're doing, and the less they hike the Fed fund rate. And in theory, the more mortgage rates come down. And that's what most people expect, that mortgage rates will continue to come down slowly throughout 2023. We go down here to expert opinion. DMAR always releases this, which I like. It's just a little write-up. This first paragraph, I'm not going to read the whole thing to you, but basically what it says is, most experts expected a much slower spring market because of the factors we talked about, because mortgage rates and people aren't moving and all that stuff. But the market has been stronger than expected because basically buyer demand is still there. And so that's a good sign. So people, basically, that's what this is telling us, is we didn't expect, a lot of people were expecting from the beginning of 2023 to the end of 2023, a drop in home prices from 2 to 5% in the Denver metro. We've seen prices come up a little bit with this strong spring market. Still down year over year if we're comparing this time last year to this time this year. But in the last few months, basically in the months since Christmas, the market has gotten stronger. That's all that means. So the reason I show you that is to say that it's a strong market and the expectations aren't always right. Real quick, we're going to look here at, this is just a visual representation. Where do I put myself? There, I feel like, of what's going on. So right here, this is March 2023 over on the right side. And basically you see the new listings. We see a big jump in new listings. That's good. That's what we wanted to see. You see they were very, very low in December. Nobody's listing their house in December, but they've basically come up since that point. Since the end of last year, new listings have come up. They took a big jump there. Active listings are still not where they should be for a balanced market. We're still in seller's market territory. And then closed listings. If you compare to last year, March of last year, we closed 4,800 listings. We just closed just shy of 3,800 listings. So 1,000 less sales that happened in the month of March, basically just saying fewer sales are happening, fewer transactions are happening. That freaks some real estate agents out because now they have to actually do their job. It's insane. But the reason fewer sales are happening, it was bonkers 2021 and 2022 because money was free. And the rapid appreciation, people were selling houses that they just bought 2 years prior, making a killing, and then going to get something else at a 3% interest rate. Those factors are not present anymore. So sales are going to be more tepid. I like that word. That's basically what's going on. You see new listings. Basically, this is yellow is detached single family house, blue is condo or townhouse or anything like that. Basically, you're just seeing them come way up from December of 2022. They are still not where they were in spring of last year. There's just not as much coming on the market, but it's like the inflation thing. We're seeing this head in the right direction. And if it continues to head in the right direction, why do I want more listings? Because it's the more listings we have, at least where we're at, where we've been at a severe listing deficit, an extreme seller's market, again here this spring, more listings makes a healthier market, makes more options for buyers, and makes real estate agents who are selling houses have to do the job, which I personally like. That's neither here nor there, but it's better. to have a more balanced, healthier market. We generally don't sit anywhere in a balanced market. Denver, if you average it every year from 2013, we're still usually in a seller's market because supply and demand, there's a lot of demand for people who want to live here. But seeing that number come up is good. We are in good shape is the point. If you are selling, this is a really good time to do it. Like right now, I know I say that, I feel like every one of these right now, but things are going to continue to soften in May and in June going into those next few months. So you don't want to wait. Sometimes I say that, and then we say don't wait, this is the time to do it or whatever. There's life circumstances. I get it. But if you're at all thinking about it, this is a good time, and May and June will be a good time too. You just have to have a strategy. If you're a buyer, this is good news. Don't get freaked out. Don't lose hope. Also, don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. I think that metaphor works here. I see a lot of people, as soon as the market softens, this happened last year, well, now they want a deal, and now they don't want to overpay. And if I can get you something under asking price with seller concessions and get you the house you want, that is the deal, ladies and gentlemen. Don't try, this is my, I guess, advice for this episode. Don't try to nickel and dime and squeeze every little penny out of something, because when you do that, you're pussyfooting around, and chances are, I've seen it happen a lot where you lose the house when you try to do that, versus getting a house at a fair price with terms that are reasonable for everybody. That's the goal right now, and that's what we're looking to do, and that's what we can do. So don't lose the forest for the trees. There's another metaphor. I appreciate you guys watching. Let me know if you have questions. Love when you reach out with questions. It is one of the best parts of my job. I love you, and I will talk to you soon.